Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. This time for the banner draws on a new set of banners that introduce our next story chapter, which happens to be the last part of this act, as well as the introduction of a few things. One of them, there's a nice picture of the boss there. One of them being a Warrior of Lights, LD and Burst. Very nice. I like the look of his burst weapon. Zeldy's not too bad looking itself, but he gets not one but two banners. With banner mates Ida, Agrius, Sink, Laguna, and Thancred, as well as Warrior of Light's gear himself. I believe this is the second time the Warrior of Light's been paired with Laguna EX. I believe Thancred and Laguna's EXs are now plus tier. I think that's the last of our EX plus that we were missing. But I believe our first raid was actually had Laguna as one of the EX being introduced, so it's kind of fitting that when Warrior of Light gets his LD and Burst, that he gets his EX plus. Also, these banners and this story includes our first introduction to Lufenia difficulty, which will be its own can of worms. But either way, I'm going to start doing our freebie draws on these. You get one freebie on both of them. Now I'm going for his LD mainly on both banners. It would be nice to get Sink, Laguna, or Thancred, but Warrior of Light really is the prize for me. Got a gold here, so game decided to give me a Sync starter kit. Nice. That means I don't have to pull on this banner anymore, at the very least. Because I'm not going to be building her, though. Partially because, from what I recall, this fight actually is not well set up for her. She gets something held back on her with like every phase of the boss. She just does not do well here. It's pretty much why are they synergy kind of situation. And another new EX in Thancred here. Nice. He's honestly, I don't know how he does with EX Plus. I do believe this is where it's introduced, but I've heard literally nothing on it, so there's not really anything I can say on it, which is probably telling enough as it is. But neither of those draws got me the LD, so I'm going in with tickets on this banner since I'm still lacking Laguna EX. Was kind of hoping I'd get a burst out of one of those, but that's rare enough as is. Oh, nice. And the game kind of spoiled me with a Kefka dupe on the Vivi LD draws. So I'm really not expecting to get much luck when it comes to bursts. in the near future. But honestly, I don't think Warrior of Light really super needs his burst, though. It's a nice thing to have because it's another use of his LD, which is really nice. But by itself as an attack, and I believe its effect, aren't really considered all that great comparatively to other bursts, which is sort of a shame. His LD at the very least does bring him back as a pretty darn good character to use for a while. Because his shields aren't just going to be shattering as fast anymore. At least for a bit. Which was a real problem with him going into like mid and later chaos. So that he could still deal some decent damage and his shields were pretty nice to have, but they got busted through pretty darn fast by anything with any kind of decent attack behind it, which would negatively affect his damage and tanking potential because his pluses were depended on the team having so much of his shields there. So it kind of got iffy with him for a bit. It worked well enough on Garland LC, I believe. But that's the last time I've really found him to be super useful in Chaos content, comparatively. Got a gold here. Come on, BLD. Okay, Laguna EX. I got all the EXs here. Nice. There we go. It was weird. But Laguna's another character I didn't hear too much about during this time. I do believe he is generally one of the characters suggested for the Lufinia. Nice. Which makes sense, he's synergy, and he's introduced in the event. So that's sensible that he'd do decently well here. At least, that's what you normally think. Going into Lufinia, it's definitely kind of an era of stages where you're going to want to prioritize having LD characters over just pure synergy for those stages. Because while this game has been bad with it in the past, it sometimes gets really silly with who they decide to have to be synergy when there's a Lufenia stage. And running into connection problems. At least these problems aren't as bad as Vivi's. Oh my word, Vivi's. The connection during those pulls was awful. To the point I had to scrap the entire video. There was just too much dead air I couldn't fill up. And really, it was just connecting. It's 35. It's another Power Stone. Getting more Power Stones would be really nice, because I can at least probably stone the other EXs I get for ingots. And actually, with Crimson Sword there, I'm kind of surprised that's not one of Firian's golds. There's honestly a few weapons in this game that kind of surprised me that they aren't higher up in weapon value. Speaking of, come on, connect. And of course I'm getting 35s for characters I already have them built on. Laguna 35 was always one of those weird ones for me that the game would just throw at me whenever he appeared on a banner. So like, it's like, hey, Laguna's here, have his 35. I think Irvine was like that as well, and Thancred. Which is kind of interesting. I know the game threw a lot of squall at me in the early days. That's my preferred skin for Ferris's weapon. Haven't gotten a gold orb in a while. Honestly, I've been pretty lucky with ticket pulls for the last while. I am expecting my luck to not stay that way for too long. But I am hoping to be somewhat lucky here. Hopefully get it within 100 tickets or so. His LD. So I can also use tickets to draw on, I believe it's pronounced Kurasame. Because, yeah, I'd love to not have to put any gems into his kit. Not because I don't want to get his stuff. Because he is really good to have, especially for early Lufenia. It's got a bunch of nice little effects. But it's just I want to have extra resources to pull on the next burst character or two showing up. I think once I get to 940, I'm gonna do a little switching around. Since I got everything off this banner, might as well start pumping tickets into this banner. See if I can get some more golds for Sync to max limit break her stuff. Got a Pinello dagger there, which, despite being called chopper, looks really blunt to me. Like, I don't know if it's supposed to be in a sheath or something, but it never really looked right to me. And it seems the connections have been getting worse as they go on, instead of better for the most part. Another Sync 35, nice. I don't believe I have Sync built to any degree. I think I just have her 15 leveled to level 20 that I got from her event the first time around. And she's kind of odd in that her EX Plus really did give her a lot of boosts to power, but despite the fact it did try to give her a bit more to make up for those drawbacks she has, she still has those drawbacks. Like, she still shoves herself back in the turn order, I believe, when using her pluses, which is not great. Along with the fact that her EX charges really slowly. So she's, despite the general power she can get out of that, she can get a crap ton of power out of that. It's not really going off as much as it should. And she's constantly shoving herself back in the turn order. So it's just really weird with her. Hopefully when she gets LD that she either gets like a rework or it just changes something with her to make it so that's not as much of a problem. Because honestly, I can't see that kind of drawback really flying for Lufenia, especially later on. I guess I got all of my gold orbs front loaded on this banner. Just give me all of the EX like right away that I was missing. I'm actually kind of sad I stopped recording for Vivi LD, because despite the problems with that, like a few tickets after I stopped recording, the game threw Kefka's burst at me, and then I got the LD not too long after that as well. And Vivi himself is fun. He's a bit more of a character you have to look out for while in the fight because of the health drain on everyone. But generally, since most teams are going to have some kind of healer on it, generally it's not too bad to deal with. and he can instantly activate some summon abilities like, I believe, Odin, which is really nice. Or even like get Leviathan's buff on the team really quickly. Ida 35. Glad I got another gold, at the very least. Let's see, how long is this going? I think I'll go to 900 and then stop for this video. I'll keep pulling off screen, but the video's going on for a while, and don't think it would be a good idea to try to drag on too long of a video. Got that dunce cap again. Come on, give me another gold before I get to 900. Now concerning Lufinia, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be doing a video on that or not. Because honestly, I don't know if I'm able to even handle it. Assuming I get Warrior of Light's LD, I should more than have enough units to be able to handle it. Hopefully, but I'm not quite sure. That I'll probably be doing the... That's Agrius 15, right? Alright, that works well enough for a video. But yeah, I will likely be doing a Chaos as Normal video, but Lufinia I will attempt to do a video for, but I am making no real promises on that for whoever is actually interested in watching that. But either way, good luck on everyone else's pulls. I'm going to be doing more off screen to try to get that LD. And good luck on the new chapter and raid and everything. There's a lot coming out tonight. See ya, everyone.